Hello everyone! Today's makeup look is inspired by Lisa from BLACKPINK. She recently posted this look on her Instagram and I fell in love. As you can see, I've tried to recreate her look as well with the twisted twin buns, hoops, and a sporty sort of black and white jacket situation. So let's just get into it. As always, I'm going to start by priming my face. I'm using a moisturizer today. This is the Rose Gold Rescue Gentle Moisture Cream for Sensitive Skin from Bliss. I actually just bought this recently because I was running out of my moisturizer, and I actually like this a lot. For something that's made for sensitive skin, it does have a lot of fragrance. It's almost like that powdery kind of smell, but it has a nice richness to it and absorbs rather quickly. So I would usually jump into foundation right after priming my face. However, I want to do my brows first because I typically go back and clean up around them anyways. I'm just going to fill them in really quickly with Benefit's Gimme Brow in shade 1. I have been using this product for years. I absolutely love it. It's a fibrous pomade on a little tiny spoolie, and it's like a multi-purpose situation. So as you see, it fills in the brow, gives it a little bit of texture, a little bit of definition, and then it also sets the brow in place. We're not really going for a fleeky brow, we are simply going for a nice done brow, you know what I mean? Next we're going to move on to foundation. This is the ColourPop No Filter Foundation in the shade Fair 10. You're probably wondering, Tara, when are you going to get new makeup? And my answer to that is soon. These days I only wear makeup when I'm filming or getting into cosplay, or I'm going somewhere that requires me to look, you know, whatever. So because of this, the makeup that I do have usually just sits there. And sometimes I forget I even have certain products, or, you know, whatever the case may be. And then before I know it, I come back to a product a few months later after I've already, you know, purchased it and opened it, and it's expired. So as you can see, I'm applying this with my beauty blender. I do fancy a damp sponge for foundation. It gives a really nice look to the skin. I'm also using the sponge so I can better control the coverage. You get that added benefit of not only diluting the product slightly because of the dampness of the sponge, but because it's absorbing excess product, it's going to keep this foundation, it's going to keep the foundation from looking heavy, which we do not want. And since I did the brows first, it's just a matter of, god damn it, these hoops are like really in my way. Like I didn't want to wear them, but it's like I had to wear them, and now we're here and we're just gonna go for it. Then to set the foundation, I'm going to use the Laura Mercier Invisible Loose Setting Powder in the shade Universal. Again, I am going to get more / new makeup, which includes a new loose setting powder. This is not the powder that all the beauty gurus love, by the way. This is a much finer consistency, but I do like to use a pretty decent amount to set the under eyes and just the face in general. I am using the Beauty Blender again. Love doing this for setting powder because it really helps the product melt into the skin, and again, sort of avoid that heavy, cakey look where the makeup is just sitting on the surface of the skin. Does that make sense? I don't consider myself a Blink. However, I do like a few BLACKPINK songs. I guess if I had to pick a bias or a favorite, it would probably be Rosé. I just think she's so charming and beautiful, and her voice is great. So now that the foundation is set, I think, let's see, I guess I could contour my nose, but don't know. Looking at Lisa, it doesn't look like she has any contour, highlight, blush, bronzer, none of that. It's just a very clear, flawless complexion. So I think we're just gonna move on to the eyes. It's hard to tell what she has on the lid, if anything. So just to add a little wash of color, I'm going to use my Lorac Pro 3 palette. I'm gonna take, let's see, what am I gonna take? Oof, I don't know. It's definitely gonna have to be a matte. Clay, maybe? Okay. So what I think I'm gonna do is take Cool Taupe, which is like a matte taupe color on a fluffy brush. This is a ColourPop brush. You guys have seen this in tutorials. It's just like a fluffy kind of tapered, well, yeah, tapered blending brush situation. I'm just gonna take that Cool Taupe and just gonna apply this to the lid. And I'm concentrating this color just on the lid. When I reach the crease, I blend it out, but I'm not taking it past the crease. I'm also gonna run a little bit of the same Cool Taupe color down my lower lash line with a much smaller brush. This is an Eco Tools brush. I know, I need new products, but I also think this is gonna give some nice definition and balance out the eye a little bit, especially when we put on the winged liner. And speaking of winged liner, I think that is our next step. She has a little bit of a jet black matte situation. It's not like a crazy dramatic wing. It's still pretty small. I'm gonna go ahead and use a liquid liner today, but I feel like this may have been achieved by like a gel. So for the wings, I'm going to be using the Body Shop's Skinny Thin Felt Eyeliner. I'm going to have to bring the mirror in close for this one. The liner, it's like, oof, I really want to mess this up. I always get nervous with liquid liner. Uh-oh, you guys, this has turned into a situation where we were trying to keep the liner thin, and the liner, who totally has a mind and personality of its own, decides we're gonna go a little thick. So it's a little messy on the top here, but honestly, I'm not too worried since we're gonna be putting teal on top of it anyways. The challenge now is that we're gonna try to make the liner as even as possible, which is probably not gonna work out, but so if you're like me and it's been a minute since you've applied a winged liner, I have a little tip and trick for you to clean it up if necessary. This is not a new trick, by the way, but you're welcome. All I'm doing is using a nude eyeliner pencil. This is Wet n Wild, and I just used it right under the wing to sharpen up that line. Also clean it up a little bit. This is the shade Calling Your Bluff. I'm just gonna use my finger to very gently pat it out. Looking at these photos, I kind of feel like I should have done this part first before the black liner, but what can we do? It should be okay though. It looks like the teal is sort of coming from the top of the outer corner and it kind of goes away into the middle. Does this make sense? And it looks like it was probably done with a teal eyeshadow. However, I was playing around with this the other day and the shadow just didn't really do it for me. So I picked up the Maybelline Master Precise Metallic Situation in teal. Try not to fuck it up. All right, here we go. Ooh, that's pretty. It might be a little more intense than what she has, but I think it's pretty damn close if you ask me. So to sort of clean up the liner, the black liner, I'm going to do another trick of mine that I've done in a couple videos in the past, where I take a small angled brush and some matte black eyeliner, where I take a small angled brush with some matte black eyeshadow. This is MAC's 266. I've had this brush forever. Love, love, love it. I will probably never get rid of it. And I'm going back into the Lorac Pro 3, and I'm using Jet Black, which is a matte black color. And I'm just, shut up! And I'm just going to very carefully run the shadow on top. Since the liquid liner I used has a vinyl finish, which means that it's a little bit shiny, as you can see when the light hits it, the eyeshadow is going to mattify that. It's also going to help to intensify the color. See, there you go, bitch. See? All right, this looks like something. All right, before we get into the lashes, I'm going to quickly tightline with a black eyeliner. This is the Body Shop's Velvet Gel Pen Eyeliner in black. This is something I almost always do, and I really think it helps make a big difference in terms of how your lashes look. And you know what, honestly, while we're here, let's just clean up the waterline with the same nude pencil from before. So now for the lashes, I'm just going to give them a curl and basically apply generous coats of black mascara. I wanted my lashes to be noticeable like hers, but I also didn't want them to be too dramatic and take away from the liner. I feel like a volumizing mascara would be the best for this, but this one's all I got. This is an oldie but goodie. This is Maybelline's Great Lash Mascara. This is a classic. This was my first mascara ever, and I feel like for a lot of people, this was also their first as well. Maybelline does have variations of Great Lash, but this is like that iconic traditional formula. It's a great mascara for an everyday look, but in our case, we're really gonna build the shit out of it. Really try to make something out of these lashes. I'm also gonna carefully run this mascara down my lower lash line. When I first started making videos, I would feel a little silly about, you know, all the funny, relaxed faces that one does while applying mascara, eyeliner, and such, like I'm doing now. But honestly, if you're not making funny faces, are you really putting on mascara? So last but not least are the lips. Now, it looks like Lisa has definitely like a natural color. It's a little bit peachy in terms of undertone. To me, it's a little bit warmer than cool. So I'm gonna use the Body Shop's Matte Lip Liquid in Windsor Rose, number 32. Technically, it's a long-wearing or liquid lip, but it has a nice lightweight texture and it's really creamy. All right, so I'm gonna take this and I'm gonna apply it kind of like I would an ombre lip. So I'm gonna start more in the inner rim of the mouth and then blend it out to the edge. So, there you go. Again. I don't know why I smack my lips like that. I really don't have to be that extra. I'm just gonna take my finger now and blend that color like a sheer situation. You know what I mean? Like not heavy like a lipstick. Just like a little something. I'm gonna take my beauty blender, a little tear in it. I'm gonna close my mouth like this, and then I'm gonna tap the beauty blender on top to kind of diffuse the edges. And the lip does look a little glossy, so hold on. Rather than using a lip gloss, I'm going to use a little bit of lip balm. This is just Vaseline Lip Therapy Advanced Healing. And we're going to use this to add a little bit of shine, since I don't want it to be too much. Just taking it again on the ring finger and very gently tapping. For those who don't know, when you add lip balm or even glosses on top of liquid lipsticks, it does sort of reactivate it. So you're not going to get that like dry down matte longevity factor. As is throughout life, there is compromise in makeup. And I think from here, the last thing I just need to do is set my face. I'm going to take another tried and true Urban Decay's All Nighter Makeup Setting Spray, giving it a good shake, and then we're going to spritz it down the T-zone and then in an X. Da, da, da. And I think we're done. Let's compare and contrast. What do you guys think? I think the look basically matches Lisa's. I really love it. Thank you so much for watching. Please give this video a thumbs up if you enjoyed it and found it helpful, I guess. And subscribe to my channel, Tara for Your Wellness, for more K-pop inspired glam and other fun things. And until next time, please take care and stay well. Bye.